Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode here on Somserset Farm. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, because I'm certainly excited to be back with this episode, because we have £150,000 burning a massive hole in my pocket. I think we need to go ahead and buy some more land. Now, there are some fields around here that we don't currently have, but I'd like to see a little bit more of the map. Get out there a little bit. Now, the ones I've been looking at are field 34 because it comes with this other farm right here, which could be very interesting. Another possibility is we get one of these top fields. Field 14 wouldn't be a bad field to have, but it's very close to the edge of the map, and don't really want to be that close to the edge of the map. Maybe field 50, but again, it's right at the edge of the map. So I think first thing we're going to do is go ahead and buy field 34. And you know what, we'll buy field 35 as well, because it's right across the road, and why not? So let's head down there and see what those fields are like. How I can figure out how to get to them. I know how to get to the new yard, because we go past it all the time. And it's just down this country track that I'll try my best not to race down too fast. So our new fields are just over here. There's one there, it looks like it's ready to harvest actually. Have to check on the map for that one. So there's our new field. And we'll just drift into our new yard. It's just a couple of sheds, but it is more storage space that we're actually beginning to need. So this might be the best place to potentially keep things like the cedar and things that aren't used very often. And this field across the road here is ours as well, and it's canola. It's not fertilized, so we could potentially get that fertilized today. This one is not fertilized either, but it is ready to harvest. Not a great potential harvest quantity there though, so I think what we're going to do, we are a little bit lower on money than I really want it to be, but I think what we're going to do is crash repeatedly. I think we're going to head back down to the farm and possibly pick up a sprayer and maybe see about getting some narrow tires on one of the tractors. I think it'll have to be the New Holland. Alternatively, of course, we could see about leasing a self-propelled sprayer, but I'll have a look into that and I will get back to you guys once I've decided exactly what it is we're doing with those fields. Okay guys, I had to look through the store and it was actually cheaper for us to lease this horse self-propelled sprayer than it was for us to make changes to one of our tractors and lease another sprayer. Obviously a lot cheaper than buying a sprayer. So what I'm going to do is we're going to spray all of the land we own. Field wise, obviously we're not going to be spraying the yard, so that would be weird and pointless. One thing I don't know is how big this thing is. Maybe a bit big for the map. Don't hit that wall. Oh. Right, let's get it turned on. It did cost me a little bit to fill this sprayer initially, but I think it's going to be worth it in the end. Especially with the narrow tires, it doesn't do any crop destruction. But I'm now concerned as to whether or not it's actually going to fit, if we're actually going to be able to use it in some of the fields, especially field 35. But we'll give it a shot anyway. Either way, we'll certainly try and fertilize all of our fields. It's hard to tell exactly what's been sprayed in a full crop of fully grown crop like this, so I'll just do my best guess when we've done it all. Going by the size of the sprayer, I think if I go back like this, that should get it all. We'll check the map before we consider it finished though. Roughly to about there. Let's find out. Apparently we can spray a bit more this way as well. There we go, that should definitely be all of that. So now we need to get into our new canola field and get it sprayed as well. This thing does not have the best turning radius on it. Some of the other self-propelled sprayers have all-wheel steer, and this one appears to not have that, which is fine, I suppose. What I might have to do is I'll just go and close this gate because I think it will get in the way. Almost the right size for the field, but not quite. That's fine. I can live with having to do 2 passes on a field. You know, I'm not going to lose sleep over that one. But this is quite a steep field, so I might struggle when it comes time to harvest this. Stuck on that hedge. I know I should probably turn the sprayer off while turning and reversing and things like that, but I don't think it makes the biggest bit of difference. Definitely doesn't make much of a difference to the amount of liquid fertilizer we have. Maybe lose the odd % here and there, but I can live with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into a time lapse while we go around all of our other fields. We do have technically 4 fields now to go around, and we might also do a fertilizing contract, given that we spent the money to have this thing filled up, and I doubt we're going to use it all on the fields that we have. So I will see you guys when that's all finished. Okay guys, that took barely any time at all. This machine is epic, and what I've done is I've accepted a contract for £2,000 for fertilising. Of course. You can wait. You can wait while I do a 15-point turn in the road. Very impatient traffic in this game. But what I didn't do was check which field number it was. Turns out it's the field next door. It's field 8 that the contract is in, which is a field we haven't worked in yet, so we have that going for us. And it's also worth £2,000, and obviously we're supplying the fertiliser, so that's also something that we have going for us. I've noticed this thing, you do lose a bit of time with this because you have to wait for it to unfold, and it's not a quick process. Did I judge that right? I think so. This is actually a good bit bigger than a field 9. I thought it would be about the same, but it's not. We might have 2.5 passes on this one though. I think this machine, as awesome as it is, I think it might just simply be too big for this map. But like I mentioned back at the start of this Let's Play, I want to do a sort of light continuation of these Farm Simulator series. I want us to move maps, take our money and machines with us, and continue things that way. So maybe in a map that we go to in the future, maybe this won't be too big for that map, and we could maybe see about purchasing something very similar to this. Probably not this exact one, because I'm impartial to the Star, believe it or not. Not the most popular one out there from what I understand, but I quite like it. So maybe another map we'll get one of these. Either way, this thing is awesome. It's massive, huge working with. My only criticism is it's a bit of a pain in the backside with it not being multi-wheel steer, but that might just be that I've not checked if it is or not. It might just be a button I have to push. But it is definitely a small price to pay for the ability to fertilise all of your fields in one time lapse. Now, during that time lapse I also decided that although our wheat field is ready to harvest, we've done quite a lot of harvesting episodes this week, so I'm not going to harvest it today. We will harvest it next week. What we're going to do today is, I think we're going to buy a plough, or subsoiler. I think we're going to plough in one of our fields. Periodic ploughing should be on. I'll double check that it is. If it's not, I will turn it on. First we'll collect that. Periodic ploughing is off. Let's turn both of those on. And let's see about getting a plough. I actually want to try this little plough out. So I'll quickly run over to the shop, we'll pick that up, and then we'll get on with a little bit of ploughing. Rather than time-lapse, next we've already had one fairly reasonable time-lapse. I'll show you the start, and I'll show you the finish. And then I'll let you know what I think of our little plough. But this machine, I think, needs to be washed before it's returned. The other thing I'd like to do is, I think I have that mod that lets you unload them. let's find out. Oh, toggle steering mode. Oh well, there you go. Told you it was just a button that I didn't have. I didn't push. But let's get this thing washed because it got very dirty very quickly. But I'll nip over at the shop and get the plough, and I'll see you guys in just a few minutes. Okay guys, heading back down to the farm now, and here is the Agro Matrix SM3. It's a 3-meter plough. It's subsoiler really, but it's in the ploughs category, so we'll take it. Just notice the money, we're down to 37,000. That's worrying, but we have all that extra land now, so that is always good. We do still have this map running for a couple of weeks yet, so there's no rush to sell up or anything like that. We've still got another at least one crop rotation to do in all of the fields. Let's see, does it give me the plough texture or cultivated? It gives me the cultivated texture. I was kind of hoping it would count. Well, give me the plough texture. Let me check the map and see if... Well, it's counting as ploughing it. Like I said, it is only a 3-meter plough, not a very big one. And I'm not overly worried about getting every tiny little bit, because we are going to run over all of this with the cultivator again, because we're going to spread lime as well. So we'll just do the most of the field. Like I said, I'm going to crack on with this, and I'll see you when this little field here is done. Okay guys, that is this little field fully ploughed and apparently cultivated as well, probably because of that roller in the back, I'd imagine. And it's ready for lime. But I'm going to call this episode here for today. I'm not sure how long this one's actually going to be, but hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, then you can of course subscribe, and you can also ring that bell icon as well. That way you get notified of all new video uploads and live streams. And you can also find me on Discord. The link for Discord is in the description. And you can also find me on Twitter. The Twitter name will pop up on the screen there. And yeah, thank you all very kindly for watching. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.